Okay, so we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna mix this up. So this is just a little background. So this has triclone skin technology, which means it's got, I believe it was 3 different type of silicones in the foundation. It's a clean, cutting edge, long-wear foundation that delivers superior makeup performance without compromising your skin. Also important to note that it is infused with 20+ skincare ingredients. It's buildable, medium coverage, luminous, second skin finish, ultra fluid, weightless formula. Just based on the box, this is the instructions and it says how to use. Shake well, blend onto clean, moisturized skin using the Haus Labs foundation brush or fingertips. So I'm gonna use this with a damp beauty sponge. I'm going to use my tried and true products, the ones that I know have worked with it with different foundations, ones that I know blend well, ones that I know will work, so we can really test the foundation and see what it looks like. We'll do a couple of check-ins. We'll do a 1-hour check-in, 3-hour check-in, and then maybe a 6-hour check-in, or maybe even a 9-hour check-in. We'll see how the day goes, but we're gonna blend this out and try this. I will say the amount and the range of different shades that they have in this foundation is very impressive. It was also pretty difficult to find the right one because there were so many different ones. I went with the shade 210 Light Medium Neutral. So let's apply this, shall we? And a little pro tip, remember your beauty blender should be damp, not soaking wet, not dry. The best thing that I've always done that has made my application with the beauty blender always perfect is to get a towel and just scrunch out and squeeze out all the excess water. That way it's like the perfect, just every single time. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer here, right in the center really, but I'm gonna apply that just kind of right in the T-zone. I'm gonna let that just sit for a couple of seconds and then we'll go in with the foundation. Okay, and I'm actually going to see how much one pump will actually get. And then we'll blend with the beauty blender. Oh wow. So this is one pump and this is definitely going a long way. Applying foundation with my hands first always feels so weird.
Hi.
I think I may have done an okay job finding a true match. I don't know if this is exact. This feels a little bit too yellow for my skin. We'll see how it all blends out. But one pump got me a pretty good amount of coverage here, as you can see. So let me just use my beauty blender to blend this out a bit. This almost reminds me of the Giorgio Armani foundation. It is very luminous, very pretty. The only thing is maybe it has a little bit more coverage than the Giorgio Armani. I do not think I got the right shade. This one is a little bit too warm, but let's apply one more pump on this side of the foundation, or this side of the face, and let's see how far this gets. So that was all one pump, just right over here on my hand that I put it on, and we're gonna, I mean, one pump does get you a lot of foundation, which is nice. So you get your money's worth. Yeah, it's definitely a bit too warm for me. Gosh, and you can even see. So this is what I had on my hand. The foundation on my hand, the one pump that I did here that I tapped it out, I mean, you can even see the glow on my hand here, which is crazy. It is a very luminous foundation. It doesn't feel oily or heavy, so that's great. And what I'm going to do is, since it says it's a buildable coverage, I'm gonna use just a half more pump, so this is all I have, and I'm going to put a little bit more right here, where I tend to like a little bit more coverage. Okay, I turned off my lights here just for you to see what it looks like natural, and how you can see the luminous and the glow on my skin all over. It is a very luminous foundation. I'm gonna turn the lights here so you can see now the lights again. Okay, so I don't know, like right off the bat, first impression, I don't know if this is a foundation that's gonna be for everybody. I'm gonna be very curious to see how it wears. Now remember, I live in Houston, Texas. It's normally hot and humid. If you hear little baby voices and little baby chatter, or not baby chatter, she's not a baby anymore, she's a big girl, right Audrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Audrey in the background. But we'll see how this wears. I could be totally wrong, but right off the bat, I don't know if you're oily or if you have a T combo type of skin. I don't know if this foundation will be a foundation for you, only because I feel like it's only going to, you know, after a couple of hours of wear, this is only going to intensify and look really, really oily versus like an all over glow. And then my guess is probably gonna be if you have dry skin, this is probably gonna be a great foundation for you. But again, I could be totally wrong to see how it wears. So let me go in with the, you know, rest of my face. We'll do my NARS concealer, the Westman Atelier bronzer or contour. We'll do all this on camera just for you to see how things blend. This is the contour. This is actually newish to me also, a little bit pricey, but I really, really love this Westman Atelier contour shade. This is in shade Biscuit. This is really, really, really pretty. So let's blend this out. I feel like for my skin type and my skin tone, this is not too dark and not too light. It's really the perfect shade. Gives it just enough of a cool shadow, but not like super dark where it looks unnatural. And that's the difference with bronzer and contour. Bronzers are a lot more cooler, and then your bronzers are obviously a lot more warm to give you that warm, sun-kissed glow. I mean, I will say with the bronzer so far, nothing moved, nothing looks patchy. It looks nice and blended. We'll put on the concealer here. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm gonna say that this is probably, hands down, my favorite concealer of 2022. This concealer is beautiful. It doesn't dry out, doesn't make my skin, my under eye look patchy or dry. It just looks beautiful, blends really well, and it conceals and brightens. We're gonna set the under eye with the Givenchy Prism Libre powder here. Interesting how the powder did take a little bit of that shine down. You can see the difference here. It did matte down quite a bit. It didn't take the luminosity of the skin, but it did help some of that shine that almost looked a little bit too oily for me. I will say the foundation did not. I've got some breakouts right over here that I don't feel like it completely covered, which I'm not very happy about, honestly. There's some redness of some of the pimples over here, the acne, and then even right over here on my nose that has not completely been concealed. And I put 2 layers here, so I don't know what that is about. I'm gonna bake a little bit underneath where I contoured and my eyes a little bit, and let's see what the finished look looks like here. Okay, so this is the finished look. Again, there's no light in front of me here. You can just see just the foundation as is, and the finished look. Very, very pretty, I will say. I'm gonna turn the light here to see if you can see a little bit better. The foundation is very, very pretty. I don't know if I would say that it's like full coverage. Again, there are some like spots and some acne that I have that is not completely covered, and we saw I did 2 layers on my nose. With that said, once I applied my powder, I was a little worried that this was gonna be a little bit too glowy for me, but this is a very pretty foundation. The makeup looks perfect in my opinion. Everything applied really well on top. All the powders and the creams mixed really well. There is no separation or any cakiness going on. It is currently 12:36, so we will check in about an hour, hour and a half. We'll do the 3-hour mark, 6-hour, and then 9-hour mark, and we'll see how the foundation looks. Okay, this is the foundation in front of the window. I'm doing the face, the selfie version and not the back one. I'm gonna see if I can flip it, but I don't have a mirror, so I don't know if I can make sure I get my face. But this is in front of the window. You can still see it's very luminous, very pretty. Doesn't look oily. Has a very pretty all over glow. Okay, this is the first check-in. It is like 3:30, 3:40, so it's been 3 hours actually. I was supposed to do a check-in at 1.5, but 3 hours. This is what the foundation is looking like. I am standing right in front of my window here, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with how things are looking. I thought I'd be a big grease ball by now. Granted, I've been only inside the house. I've gone out two times, but I thought this would be a lot more oilier than it's looking. There is some oiliness going on, but it's not bad at all. I'm pleasantly surprised. We'll do another check-in in 3 more hours at the 6-hour mark, and we'll see how it's looking. We've got church tonight, so I think we'll even be able to do the 9-hour check-in as well, but not bad, not bad. It is trying to look at the time, 6:45, and this is what the foundation is looking like. Now it's starting to get oily. Despite though it looking oily, there is very little creasing, and normally with thicker foundations or foundations that are a little bit more creamier, there is normally a lot of creasing going on here, and there's not a whole lot. There is a lot of shine. I have not touched any of my makeup except for just reapplying my lipstick because we're headed out the door, but this is what the foundation looks like. I'm so tempted to get my little volcanic roller bar from Amazon just to kind of dab some of the oil, but you can see a little bit of the oil right there in my hand actually from just kind of lightly touching it. I will say the foundation does not feel heavy. It does not feel like I have a lot on my face despite it being oily, but it doesn't feel oily and shiny, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I almost forgot about the final check-in. It is 10:03. I'm about to get a shower, just got home. This is what the makeup is looking like. Listen, this actually did even better than my Giorgio Armani one. Like, you can even see the creasing on my eyes there. Like the creasing in my eyes are giving out before the foundation is. I mean, obviously there's a lot of shine. I really was ready for this foundation to just go like I thought it would, but really like the foundation has done really well.